exemption in respect of gratuity. Now we'll be discussing exemption in respect of what? Earned leave salary. So there are paid leaves and how the tax treatment will be there. That is basically if you encash those leaves, then how the amounts so received in respect of encashment of the paid leaves will be what? Chargeable to tax. That will be discussed by us. So that is what? Earned leave salary. It is earned leave salary, or it is leave encashment. To leave encashment. In case this earned leave salary, if same is received during the continuity of employment, during the continuity of employment, if this earned leave salary is received during the continuity of employment, it is fully taxable. It is fully taxable whether the employee is a government employee or a non-government employee. So if you get an encashment of these paid leaves during the continuity of the employment, the same is what? Fully taxable. Then the leave encashment which is received at the time of, say, retirement, or say superannuation, or leaving the job. If the leave encashment is received at a time of retirement, superannuation, or leaving the job, so here in case of the government employees, here in case of government employees, it is wholly exempt from tax. In case of government employees, the earned leave salary which is received at the time of retirement, superannuation, or leaving the job is what? Wholly exempt from tax. It is wholly exempt from tax. Whatever earned leave salary is received at a time of retirement, superannuation, or otherwise, the same is wholly exempt from tax. In case of non-government employees, in case of the non-government employees, here least of the following amounts, least of the following amount is exempt. Least of the following amounts is exempt. Whatever in case of non-government employees, least of the following amount is exempt. Number one is leave at the credit of an employee. Leave at the credit of an employee taking 30 days in a year, taking 30 days in a year for every completed year of service. For every completed year of service, that is leave at the credit of an employee taking 30 days in a year for every completed year of service into average salary. Into what? Average salary. Number two is 10 months into average salary. Number 2 is 10 months into average salary. Number 3 is rupees 3 lakhs. Rupees 3 lakhs. And number 4 is actual earned leave encashment received. Actual earned leave encashment received. So here one is what leave at the credit of the employee, taking 30 days in a year for every completed year of service into the average salary. Number 2 is 10 months into average salary. Number 3 is rupees 3 lakhs. And number 4 is actual earned leave salary. So first of all, what salary here means? Salary means basic salary plus DNS allowance to the extent it forms part of retirement benefits. DA to the extent it forms part of retirement benefits, plus percentage wise fixed commission on turnover achieved. Percentage wise fixed commission on what? The turnover achieved. So here the salary means what? Basic salary plus DNS allowance to the extent it forms part of retirement benefits, plus percentage wise fixed commission on the turnover achieved. Then we have to take the average salary. Here what average salary means? Here average salary means salary drawn in last 10 months preceding his retirement or say superannuation or leaving the job. So this is a fundamental difference between the gratuity and earned leave salary. Say here if the employee retires on say 15th of March 20XY. So we will be taking the average of the salary drawn in last 10 months up to the date of his retirement. Whereas in case of the gratuity, we were taking up to what? Average of up to say 28th of February 20XY in case of gratuity. That is what from 1st May 20XX to say 28th of February, May, June, July, August, September, October, November, December, January and February. Likewise. But here it will be what? From 15th of May XX to 15th of March 20XY. So up to that date, you have to take 10 months average salary preceding the retirement. Now the first point you see, first point was leave at the credit of the employee. Leave at the credit of the employee taking 30 days in a year for every completed year of service into the average salary. Now how you will be computing leave at the credit of the employee taking 30 days in a year for every completed year of service. So we have what? Company rules. That is what the employer is providing. This is the employer, not Company Act. We are having say income tax. Now say if an employee has completed say 26 years of service he has completed 26 years of service, and as per company, his entitlement is 1.5 months, 1.5 months for every completed year of service. His entitlement is, say, his leave entitlement is 1.5 months or say 45 days for every completed year of service. As per income tax, it is say 30 days, or we can take it 1 month for every completed year of service. So here the entitlement as per company becomes what? For 26 years it will be how much? 26 into 1.5 months, that is 39 months. Whereas as per the income tax, his entitlement, leave entitlement will be 26 months. His leave entitlement will be what? 26 months. Leave availed, say he has leave availed while in service. He has leave availed while in service, or leave which has been encashed while in services, say he has availed while in service 20 months. So the company will be giving the money for how many months? 19 months. But leave at the credit of the employee taking 30 days in a year for every completed year of service will be 6 months. So first point will be 6 months into the average salary. The second point is 10 months into average salary. One is rupees 3 lakhs and other is the actual amount of earned leave salary so received at a time of retirement. Here the actual amount will be given on the basis of 19 months. It may be a possibility that they may give on the basis of the salary last drawn. Here we have to take 6, here we have to take what? 6 months into average salary. Average means what? Salary drawn in last 10 months preceding the date of his retirement. In case of gratuity, it is month of retirement. So basically, exemption for leave encashment, which is received by an individual from his employer on retirement, superannuation or otherwise, basically the same is as under. In case of government employee, the same is wholly exempt. In case of government employee, it is wholly exempt. And in case of any other employees, including the employees of local authority or the state very corporation, including the employees of the local authority or state very corporation, least of the following amount is exempt. Number 1 is the actual amount received. Number 2 is rupees 3 lakhs. Number 3 is 10 months into average salary. And number 4 is average salary into what? The leave at the credit of an employee taking 30 days in a year for every completed year of service. That we have discussed. Salary means what? We have also discussed that. Basic salary plus DNS allowance to the extent it forms part of retirement benefits plus percentage wise fixed commission on the turnover. And we have to take the average salary drawn in last 10 months preceding the say date of his retirement. And you have to work out the leave at the credit of an employee taking 30 days in a year for every completed year of service. That is what? Annual leave entitlement taking 30 days in a year. Whatever is a completed year of service, whatever leaves have been availed while in service, the same is reduced to find out the leave at the credit of the employee taking 30 days in a year for every completed year of service. Then they say that here, if the employee leaves the organization by way of resignation, then also he will be again getting the benefit of exemption in respect of leave and leave salary. So exemption is also available. Exemption is also available for leave encashment received on resignation, as it is covered under the expression otherwise. The same is covered under the expression otherwise. Then no exemption is available in respect of leave encashment received during the continuity of employment. No exemption is available in respect of whatever leave salary is received during the continuity of employment. However, he can get a relief under section 89. He can get a relief under section 89. Then, if say leave encashment, he has received leave encashment from XYZ Limited and claimed rupees 1,20,000 at that time exempt. Now he is what? Retiring from, say, ABC Limited. He has joined ABC Limited. Now he is retiring from ABC Limited and he has received leave encashment, say, of 5 lakh rupees. Now the maximum exemption limit will be what? It will not be 3 lakhs. Whatever amount has been received from the previous employer, which has been claimed as exempt. In this case, it is 1,20,000 rupees. The same has been claimed exempt earlier. So now you will be getting the exemption of 1,80,000 rupees. So when the leave encashment is received by the employee from more than one employer in the same previous year, then also the aggregate amount of the exemption cannot exceed rupees 3 lakh. And say if in different years also, if the employee has already availed an exemption under section 1010A in respect of any earlier year, then the limit of 3 lakh rupees will be reduced by the amount which has been earlier claimed as exempt from tax. And in case if leave salary is paid to widow or legal heirs of the assessee who dies during the employment, will not be taxable. So whatever leave salary is paid to the widow or the legal heirs of the assessee who dies during the employment, the same will not be taxable. And the leave salary which is received by the family of government employees or the legal heirs of the deceased employee, the same is also not taxable in their hands. So this was about the leave encashment. Now we will be discussing one practical question in relation to the same. Now here what has been provided is Mr. Bansal was employed in ABC Limit and Associates, and after completing 40 years and 7 months service. The completed year of service is how much here? 40 years. He retired on 31st of October 2006. He has retired on this date, and they have given the information. Salary at the time of retirement is 10,000 per month. Average 10 months salary ending on 31st of October is 9,500 per month. Now as per company and as per income tax. As per company, he has completed year of service is how much? That will remain same, 40. Leave entitlement is 1.5 months for each completed year of service. It is leave entitlement. 1.5 months for every completed year of service. Here it is 1 month. So as per company, leave entitlement is 60 months. Whereas as per income tax it is how many months? 40 months. As per income tax it is 40 months. Now he is receiving leave encashment received at the time of retirement on the basis of salary last drawn. So he is receiving leave encashment of 5 lakh rupees at a time of retirement on basis of salary last drawn, that is 10,000. So how many months he has availed while in service? So it is what? Leave encashment at a time of retirement. It is what? He is receiving leave encashment of 50 months. That is why he is receiving 5 lakh rupees. So leave availed while in service, that is a balancing figure. He has leave availed or leave encashed while in service. How many months? 10 months. So in questions this type also, they may give whatever leave encashment is received. So it is what? 30 months. Leave at the credit, taking 30 days in a year for every completed year of service. So least of the following amount is exempt. Least of the following amount. Least of the following amount is exempt. Number one is leave at the credit of employee taking 30 days a year, taking 30 days in a year for every completed year of service. Into average salary. That is 30 months into average salary is how much? 9,500. Number two is 10 months into average salary is 9,500. Number three is he has received the leave and actual say 3 lakh rupees is a fixed limit, and actual leave encashment received is 5 lakh rupees. He has received what? 5 lakhs. So in this case, least of the following amount is exempt. This works out to be how much? 30 into 9,500. 2,85,000. It works out to be 95,000. Here it is 3 lakhs and here it is 5 lakhs. So least of the following, 95,000 will be exempt. So taxable leave encashment at a time of retirement is 5 lakhs minus 95,000. So taxable amount will be how much? 4 lakh and 5,000 rupees. Taxable amount will be 4 lakh and 5,000 rupees. We have discussed about the leave encashment, that how the leave encashment which is received during the continuity of employment, the same is fully taxable, and at the time of retirement, superannuation or otherwise, if this leave encashment is received. In case of government employees, it is exempt, and in case of non-government employees, least of the following amount is exempt. What is the leave encashment so received? 10 months into average salary, 3 lakh rupees, and leave at the credit of an employee taking 30 days in a year for every completed year of service in average salary. So this way we have worked out the same, and the taxability relating to the same. So here that was leave encashment. Now we will be discussing about the pension in our next lecture.